Welcome to Maurine's meditation page. These meditations are offered free in service to the divine. If you're interested in working with Maurine, learn more at headtoyourheart.com.
So, welcome.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
It's lovely to see you after all this time, Michele. Let me introduce our guest speaker tonight, Michele Hebert. I call her friend, but really, Michele, you're more of a mentor because I wanted to tell people a little bit of the story of so long ago. Michele was my very first ever meditation teacher. She is the first one to ever formally sit me down and teach me meditation. And I'll always remember that. And you were, you were the one, so I acknowledge you for that. And I know Michele and her husband, Maurine Nazari, because they had a beautiful retreat center for yoga up in Sonoma, and it was very near our property. So every Sunday that I was up there, I would be at their retreat on the retreat center on Sundays, practicing yoga with them and watching them in amazement. They just dropped down so deep and so steeped in their practice, and it really inspired me and my journey. So thank you for that, friend and mentor, Michele.
That brings to mind, I have a picture of you during one of we used to do 3-day retreats where people come and stay on the property, and we emphasized purification diets. So we would help people on a 3-day purification diet, as well as yoga and meditation and hiking and just the whole range. And Maurine, do you remember the retreat that you were Mehrad's assistant in the kitchen preparing food? And yeah, and was it a silent retreat too? I can't remember.
I think that was the one with Dan Wakefield.
Ah, yeah, creativity, right. Anyway, she's great in the kitchen. For those of you who already know, Maurine is great. She has many talents. So,
well, let me introduce you officially. Michele Hebert is a master yoga and meditation teacher of 35 years. And Michele not only devotes her life to living consciousness, but she teaches consciousness-based practices. Now, Michele was taught by the best. She was personally trained by Raja Yoga Master Walt Baptiste, and she's also studied in India, including with the Dalai Lama. And so Michele has so many credentials. It would take me too long to do it tonight, but I just want to mention her award-winning book. It's The 10th Door, and it's a beautiful, it's a memoir of her journey, her spiritual journey, and it's an adventure. It's riveting, it's beautifully written, and it's spiritually moving, truly. And it's no wonder that it's an award-winning book. And I recommend for you guys all to jump on to Amazon and get this book and read it, because not only will you just simply enjoy it because it's a fun ride and beautifully written, but it is so moving spiritually, and it opens doors. And I just love the title because she's got deep meaning, which all ties together. And somebody needs to turn their mic off, and I think it's Kim. I will mute you. All right. So her book. Michele also has a blog called Spiritually Speaking, and she leads a popular Zoom course entitled Meditation and the Inner Practices of Yoga. So I mentioned her husband, Maurine Nazari, and she and Maurine they're teachers, and they have a course coming up, a winter meditation course, and it's coming up really soon, starting on January 18th. So I hope you guys will take a look at that. I'm going to email it out to everybody probably tomorrow morning. So just take a look at your email. It's really well organized. It's in bite-sized pieces from January through early March. And it's very affordable given the consummate teachers that Michele and Maurine are. I mean, truly, if you get a chance to take a course with them, especially at this price, do it because
Thank you.
they're the best.
Maurine.
So
Thank
with
you.
that, I hand it over to you, Michele.
Thank you. Well, Maurine mentioned Raja Yoga, and I thought I'd begin by talking a little bit about what Raja Yoga is, because so many people are unaware of it. Today in the West, yoga, when we think of yoga, what comes to mind are the poses, the physical asanas in yoga. But interestingly enough, the physical asanas are only 600 to 800 years old, whereas yoga as a body of knowledge is 5,000 years old. So that means like for over 4,000 years, it wasn't about the body at all. It was about getting hold of the mind, learning to get hold of the mind and understanding our own minds so that we can then move beneath the mind to a deeper place within ourselves, to the spiritual realm. And so Raja Yoga incorporates all of the yogas. It includes the mental practices to get hold of the mind. It includes the spiritual practices of meditation. It includes heart-centered meditation. It includes the postures as well. So you sort of could say it's the gamut of it all. So Maurine and I have been blessed, my husband and I have been blessed to have studied with some of the great world's masters. Walt Baptiste, master of Raja Yoga, Swami Veda Bharati of India, an amazing teacher, one of the great teachers of India. We've spent a lot of time with him, and as well as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, many of his 5-day teachings. And what we found was that these practices that come down from these incredibly evolved beings are truly transformative. And so in the now it's been 44 years that I've been practicing and teaching, I have, my goal is to pass on the practices that these teachers have taught me, because they do definitely speed up the evolution of consciousness. And it's ultimately about our evolving awareness and consciousness as we go through life. My teacher, Walt Baptiste, used to say that life is a spiritual classroom. And as we go through life, we're given certain tests. And if we pass the test, we move to another level of consciousness. But if we fail the test, we're given the same test over and over and over again until we finally get it right. So when we sit down to meditate, there are certain practices that I pass on to people, which I call the inner practices of yoga: breathing, chakra balancing, yoga nidra, and which is the deep sleep state. And I try to incorporate many of these practices in my sessions so that there's sort of a grab bag, if you will, different things to help us at different times in our meditation. And then from the meditation mat, we then are tested in the world through life to see if we really are, going through and learning our lessons inside. So are we strengthening ourselves inside in order to be able to withstand the ups and downs of materiality? And certainly right now, we are being tested in a big, big way. And so the importance of meditation, and I'm so glad Maurine has you guys all together like this, because as you know, there's tremendous power in a group like this. Tremendous spiritual power that can be really sent out into the world. It can be used for healing, but we can take that group energy And it's very supportive for us as well, as we help support everyone in the group. So as we go through the meditation, and I'm actually going to be, doing a meditation with you, it'll probably be about, say, 25 minutes. And it's very important that you're sitting in a comfortable position. So I like to encourage people to sit in a chair because that eliminates physical discomfort. Well, not really, things still come up, but it makes it a lot easier. So we don't have to deal with the discomfort of the body so much, but we can focus on the discomfort of the mind and how do we release the tensions and fears and anxieties that we hold on very deep levels so that we're free of it, and then the mind is free, and then we can dive deeply within into our innermost center of being, from which all healing comes. So let's begin with your seated position. Okay, and one of the keys to meditation is a straight spine. So we want to try to avoid leaning back against the chair or any slumping with the spine, but that the spine is very erect. And then the eyes gently closed. And for a moment, bring your attention to the spine, from the very base of the spine, and slowly bring the mind up the spine. So the fingers of the mind climb the ladder of the spine, slowly coming up. So the mind touches on all 33 vertebrae. And it comes up through the neck, through the brainstem, and then the head is balanced on the pole of the spine. The palms are traditionally in Raja Yoga meditation upturned, with the thumb and forefinger joined. The thumb represents your inflexible, unbendable past, unchangeable. The forefinger points to your hopes and dreams and everything that you hold for the future. And we join the thumb and forefinger, bringing us to the present moment, into this moment, the moment of now. Bring your attention now to the crown of the head. Relax in the forehead, deeply in the forehead. When you relax in the forehead, there's a part of your brain that relaxes as well. Relax in the two physical eyes. Relax in the cheekbones. Relax in your upper jaw. Relax in your lower jaw. Relax in the joints of the jaw. In the tongue and the root of the tongue. Relax in the sides of the neck into the shoulders. The arms utterly at rest, and the back of the hands resting on the thighs. Relax in the base of the throat, that tiny hollow at the base of the throat. Relax in the heart center of consciousness, between the breasts and beneath the sternum. A gentle breath there. Relax in the navel center and the surrounding organs. Relax in the abdomen and the abdominal organs, into the legs below. And feel the connection of the bottoms of your feet and the earth. And then find that breath that you can breathe from the bottoms of the feet that comes all the way up the body, up the trillions of cells of your body to the very crown of your head. And as you release the breath, feel it flowing down through all the cells to the base. And continue this practice, a sweeping breath that sweeps away impurities on all levels of being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and psychically. From the base to the crown, and the crown to the base. And then bring your attention now to the Ajna chakra, the forehead center, between the two eyebrows, but in the very center of the head. And from this point, bring your attention to the nostrils and feel two streams of breath flowing in and out of the nostrils evenly and equally, left and right. How far into the head can you follow the breath? How far out into the room can you follow the breath? It's infinite in both directions. Make the duration of the in-breath equal to the duration of the out-breath. In between the in-breath and the out-breath, there's a space. Eliminate the space so the in-breath glides into the out-breath seamlessly. Seamless transitions. And finally, we'll add a sacred word. So for this evening, either the words peace, harmony, well-being, or the Sanskrit mantra, Soham. So as you breathe in, hum as you breathe out. I am that. Or your own personal mantra. So as you breathe in now, ride the word or words in on the in-breath and out on the out-breath. Perfect focus. The mind stream and the breath stream as one. And when the mind wanders, which it will, simply bring it back to the breath and your sacred word. Keep relaxing, physically relaxing, mentally relaxing, energetically relaxing. Sinking deeper and deeper into the great within. Now please bring your attention to the very base of the spine and think of the spine as a hollow tube, like a reed or a flute. And find a breath that you can breathe that stays within the tube of the spine. So from the very base of the spine, the mind and breath slowly rise up the very center of the spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you release the breath, we move back down through the spine to the base. Imagine a breath that stays inside the spine, and a mind so focused it doesn't bounce off the inside walls of the spine. And practice this a few times. Breathing in as it rises up the spine and down. Here you're clearing away a very important pranic energy pathway. Think 3 more times. And then finally, bring the attention up to the Ajna chakra, the very center of your head, and let the mind rest here. Where the mind is, energy flows. So the energy you're awakening in the spine will naturally flow to this higher center in the head. As you hold your attention here, repeat your sacred word as if it's emanating from that point. Diving deeply within, gazing into that inner universe. Steady focus, very aware, alert, aware of what you're given to see. Gazing into the center of the center. Sacred word. Now please bring your attention to the heart center. So the mind turns and looks down into the cave of the heart, between the breasts, beneath the sternum. The most refined gaze directly into the cave of the heart chakra. And as you hold your gaze here, repeat your sacred word as if it's emanating from the very center of the heart cave. Experience a very gentle breath here in the within of the within. And in the sacred yogic text, the Upanishads, there's a beautiful poem, and in it it says, "The secret to immortality lies in purification of the heart." The secret to immortality lies in purification of the heart. As you gaze into the heart chamber and lightly breathe, purifying, releasing any tensions, anxieties, fears that hold us back from operating from our highest self. And now, please bring your mind like an elevator back up into the head, to the Ajna chakra in the very center of the head, the dome of the head. And we sit down and rest here, open and receptive to divine grace, surrendering any concerns, utterly surrendering to the divine. And then gently separating the thumb and forefinger to the mudra or hand gesture of receptivity, very open and receptive. Alert, awake. Experiencing yourself as presence. And ultimately opening to light. The highest body you have within yourself is your light body. Now please bring your attention to the lungs. So the mind turns and looks down into the lungs, left lung and right lung. And as you breathe, expanding evenly and equally in both lungs. Feel the lungs expanding to the sides, the back, the front, the top and bottom. And as you release the breath with that same awareness, and then the next breath, a little bit larger than the one before. And releasing to be well. And once again, another generous breath. Full, rich breath, letting go to be well. And then just blink the eyes a little bit and bring yourself out into the room. And for our final salutation, if you cross your wrists in front of your solar plexus, and as you breathe in, sweep the arms to the sides and overhead so the palms join. And then we bring the palms down to the forehead, the seat of wisdom. Oh, to be more wise. And then down to the heart center. Once again, a beautiful breath in. Palms join. And this particular salutation with the palms joined overhead is invoking hierarchies of beings, the angelic forces, and the men and women who've gone before us. So the masters that have preceded us. And then down to the forehead, wisdom, and to the heart, compassion and love. Namaste. Okay, be sure, very important when you go deep like this, to really breathe generously to help yourself bring the energies out again. So we meet the energies of the world and the other people we're going to be coming in contact with, and we're not just still way deep inside. And that's done through the breathing and also through movement. So after the meditation, it's a nice idea to do a couple of twists or whatever movement you feel is helpful for your body after a period of sitting, and to bring the energies out. Good, thank you. It's quite a group.
Oh,
You could really feel the strength and the energy.
Wow, I haven't gone that deep in a while. Thank you. That was just superb.
Well, don't thank me, thank God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thank you anyway.
Good. Do you mind if I just say a word about my other course?
Please.
You know, it started off at the beginning of the pandemic, like the first week, I thought, oh my goodness, this is really serious. We were all very afraid. I don't know if you remember washing celery stalks. Anything that we brought in the house was sprayed and washed, and it was. We've learned a lot, but in the meantime, I thought people really need to meditate, and so I thought, well, I'll just do some complimentary meditations. So I started doing them, and I had a nice group, and then Rancho La Puerta, where I've been teaching for like 30 years. Put it out to their email list of 40,000. And all of a sudden, I had like 300 people every single day for 40 days. It was fantastic. And it still is fantastic, because then I thought, well, I have to, support, this whole endeavor also. So we just have a very small fee, and it's 16 sessions. So it's 8 weeks. And it's 30 minutes, similar, maybe a little bit longer than what we did today, but not much, maybe 5 minutes more. And it's on Mondays and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. California time. And then we send recordings the next day, because not everybody, you miss a day here or there, but you'll always have a recording. And then you can use those recordings, of course, whenever you want, to keep your own practices, support your own practices. But what I do in each one, it's different. And I teach people, as many of the practices over the period of time that work, that seem to be the ones that come through. And so there's a definitely pranayama, breathing, and chakra balancing, which we didn't do today. But so anyway, that starts next Monday, and Maureen will send you out the flyer on that. So
Right. Thanks for giving more. So that is that course. So that's great. And
right. But one thing I want to say is that I usually don't advertise my Saturday session. I have a special session for people who've studied with me before that goes much deeper. It has the Kriya practices. And from most people will know the Kriya yoga from Paramahansa Yogananda's practice. And that group requires 2 years of study before they teach you the practice. But my teacher taught the practice earlier than that, but it's a powerful practice, and it's a 40-minute session on Saturdays, and people have had to have studied with me before. But this group is different. I mean, you've really you're ready for it if you wanted to do that too. And there's an explanation of that as an additional option if somebody wanted to do that. So I just wanted to say that.
wow, that's so great. And I did do one of your 4:30 sessions, but I'm glad to know that you record it because it's a hard time for me to always make it. So now that I know you record it, this is fantastic. So I can take it. So yay.
Good. Well, it'll be wonderful to have you, Maureen.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I'm initiated in Kriya Yoga because I studied with a protege, Voy Eugene Davis here in San Mateo. So it's been up for years. So
Yeah, good.
I'd love to do your Saturday thing.
Good. Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Hopefully we sent out some positive energy into the world tonight because it certainly needs it. And stay well. I think that's the most important thing we can do is stay well within ourselves because that radiates out into the world. And if enough people are really radiating wellness and peace, then that has a powerful, powerful shift. So thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see each other again. And if not, you're on the right path. No question about it. Thank you.
I'd love to have you back someday. And please give my love to Maurine.
I will do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for joining in on these free meditations. If you're interested in working with Maurine privately, learn more at headtoyourheart.com.